This video is on stress, which covers Target 2B, describes the relationship between physical, social, and emotional factors on their impact on stress. 2C, explain the possible consequences of prolonged exposure to stress and health. And 2D, analyze what works best for oneself in response to a stressful situation. So, what is stress? Stress is a way of responding to any kind of demand. It could be psychological and it could be physical responses. Everyone has dealt with stress before. And what we do is we respond by fight or flight. And I love this picture here with the caveman putting up his dukes or running away from it. So how do you handle stress? So let's go through this. Fight or flight. A basic definition, if we look here, is when our body's defenses kick into high gear. The automatic response, known as the fight or flight. Ideally, it's a way for us to protect and support us. When we take a look at signs and symptoms of stress, many of you have experienced this, and you can tell me firsthand what some of them are. They can include cognitive, emotional, physical, and behavioral. So let's go through the cognitive symptoms. Cognitive means mind or brain. So looking at just a few of these: memory problems, poor judgment, trouble thinking clearly, constant worrying, anxious, racing thoughts. And many of you have had these, whether it's about grades or home or whatever it might be. Emotional symptoms can lead to moodiness, restlessness, short temper, can't relax, isolation, feeling overwhelmed. These are all that stressed out. I like this picture here, overwhelmed. When you're drowning, you don't say, "I'd be incredibly pleased if someone would have the foresight to notice me drowning and come help me." When you feel overwhelmed, you just scream. So physical symptoms, now this is different from each person, but maybe it's headaches or muscle tension, maybe diarrhea or constipation, all the digestive area. Trouble with sleeping, that's insomnia. Chest pain, rapid heartbeat, breathing changes. Weight loss or weight gain. Some people that are very stressed out will tend to eat. Others won't eat and will lose a lot of weight. Their body temperature is going to go up. They might have frequent colds because their immune system is weakened. And that's why we discuss stress, because of the fact you need to keep that body healthy. So stress can be caused by lots of different things. Major life changes, maybe a parent's death or divorce, attending a new school, work stressors, social stressors, you're put into a new environment. It could be caused by self-criticism, you're putting a lot of stress on you yourself. The fact that you have to be perfect, low self-esteem, lack of assertiveness. But the three top causes for you as a teenager: school, family, and friends. Think about it. School and friends, you're here 7.5 hours a day. Family, the rest of the time. Huge. If we take a look at the top 10 stressors, I'm not going to read all of them here. You can read them yourself. School issues, remarriage, birth of a brother or sister, especially if you were the first child. Not having enough money, especially in the economic times of today. Taking a test, that's where we get all that test anxiety. The number one, parents having problems, whether it's financial or maybe they're arguing back and forth, as a top stressor for teens. So what happens with chronic stress? And we're talking over a long period of time and you can't seem to handle it. Migraines, it's constant headache, ulcers in the stomach, heartburn, heart disease, diabetes, asthma, autoimmune disease, IBS, irritable bowel syndrome. Emotional effects, anxiety, depression, eating disorders, substance abuse. Look at all that stress. Everything is jammed into here. So how do we go ahead and reduce our stress? Because we know it's here. We just have to figure out how to calm it down. Change the situation. Let's try to avoid that stressor. Let's try to alter it. Can't help it that your parents are arguing. So how can you alter it? Go outside. Change your reaction. Accept the stressor. Accept that you have a test. Accept that you received a B on an assignment. Stress management. Here's some ways, and you come up with your own ways, but here's a few that I put out here. Learn how to say no. You don't always have to do things. Avoid hot button topics. Reevaluate your to-do list. That's your goals that we talked about before, your goal setting. Express your feelings instead of bottling them all up. Think about a Coke can, as we talked about earlier, and shaking that up and exploding. Try that at home. Be more assertive. Manage your time better. Once again, that's goal setting. That's using your assignment notebook. Look for the upside. Share your feelings. Learn to forgive. Lots of stuff that gets all just bottled up inside of you. So how do we adapt to that stressor? We need to look at the big picture. If you're late, all right, no big deal. Adjust your standards. Focus on the positive. Be positive. That's the key. Look up. Many of us don't do this. Set relaxation time. Need to take time out to relax. Read a book. Go bike riding. Listen to music. Make a movie. Surround yourself with positive people. And you know what? Laugh. Laugh is one of the best ways that you can deal with stress. So is exercise. So go out there and do it. We all have stress. We live in a stressful society. We're putting pressure on you academically. Your parents are putting pressure on you academically. You go over to Stevenson and they'll put pressure on you academically. You go to college, they'll put pressure on you academically. Think about all that pressure. You need a way to solve that. You need a way for you to go ahead and relieve some of that tension, some of that stress. And that just might be watching TV. Taking some time out, taking a deep breath, and walking away, and then coming back. We'll do a couple stress activities in class and see what the effects of stress are firsthand. So we'll experiment with this in the next couple days. All right, once again, let me know your feedback. If you need to go back and review this video, please go ahead and do so. We will take a little quiz on this just to make sure that you understand the important aspect of it. So understand what stress is and how to deal with it.